The French Revolution, which lasted from 1789 to 1799, was a period of significant social, political, and cultural upheaval in France and Europe. It was a complex and multifaceted movement that aimed to overthrow the existing aristocratic regime and create a new, more just society based on the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The roots of the French Revolution can be traced back to several factors, including the country's deepening financial crisis, the growing discontent among the middle and lower classes, and the influence of the Enlightenment, which emphasized reason, individual rights, and democracy. France was heavily indebted from the 7 Years' War and the American Revolutionary War, and the burden of taxation fell largely on the common people. The nobility and clergy, who held vast amounts of power and wealth, were largely exempt from taxes, leading to widespread resentment among the population. Additionally, the Estates General, the national legislature, had not been called since 1614, leaving the people without a voice in government. The appointment of the financier Jacques Necker as Controller General in 1776 and his attempts at reform only served to further inflame tensions. In 1789, the situation came to a head when King Louis XVI summoned the Estates General to Versailles to address the financial crisis. However, the representatives of the Third Estate, who represented the common people, broke away to form the National Assembly, declaring themselves the true representatives of the French people. The National Assembly issued the Tennis Court Oath on June 20, 1789, in which they pledged to continue their work on a new constitution until they had given France a new political framework. They also abolished feudalism and serfdom and adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen, which proclaimed the principles of liberty, property, security, and popular sovereignty. King Louis XVI responded by locking the delegates out of the Estates General Hall, but they reconvened in a nearby tennis court and continued their work. In July 1789, a mob stormed the Bastille prison, a symbol of royal tyranny, and released its political prisoners. This event marked the beginning of the French Revolution. Over the next few years, the revolutionaries faced opposition from conservative forces, including the king and queen, the nobility, and foreign powers. In 1791, the royal family attempted to flee France and were recognized and arrested at Varennes. This event further eroded the king's popularity and weakened his position. In 1792, the monarchy was officially abolished and a new republic was declared. The Reign of Terror, which lasted from 1793 to 1794, saw the execution of thousands of people accused of being enemies of the revolution, including many innocent victims. Maximilien Robespierre, a leading figure of the revolution, dominated the Committee of Public Safety during this period, using violence and terror to consolidate his power and push through his policies. He was eventually executed in 1794 after his own supporters turned against him. Napoleon Bonaparte, a military general, rose to power during this period and eventually seized control of the government in 1799. He declared himself emperor and went on to conquer much of Europe, marking the beginning of the Napoleonic Wars. The French Revolution had far-reaching consequences, both within France and beyond. It led to the establishment of the First French Republic and the development of modern democracy, and it inspired similar movements for reform and revolution across Europe. It also had a profound impact on art, literature, music, and culture, inspiring works such as Victor Hugo's Les Misérables and Jean-Paul Marat's newspaper Le Publiciste. The revolution's emphasis on reason, science, and progress influenced the development of modern thought and values. However, the revolution also had negative consequences, including widespread violence, destruction of property, and a decline in morals and social order. It also created a legacy of mistrust and division that continues to affect French society to this day. Overall, the French Revolution was a complex and multifaceted movement that transformed France and European history, shaping modern democracy, politics, and culture in ways that are still felt today.